This is our usual little clan. You see Dexter down there. Charlie doesn't get a lot of airtime because she's normally napping. She's our elder doggo. She's about 15 now, but she's been feeling very chipper the last couple of days, which is great. But we wanted to introduce you to a new member of the clan. Welcome, Laura. You want to tell everyone a little your story and how you ended up here?
Well, I found you guys on Workaway, and I've already been watching the channel.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to, go out of my way and just explore France a little bit. And yeah.
Nice. And where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Awesome.
I just finished my bachelor's and...
New experiences.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, welcome. You've already been a wonderful help in the dining room.
Thank you.
We'll show everybody the clips of us doing some deep cleaning.
Yeah.
But that was very satisfying.
Indeed.
So yeah, thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
So what are we up to today, Sarah?
We are starting to clean the woodwork.
Right, for the dining room.
Yes, so we are preparing some TSP
All right.
according to the instructions. But
This will help create a better surface, right, for us to
yeah,
paint.
be super clean. Minus 22, I need minus 62 and a half is what I need.
Oh, it's Sunday morning and we're trying to do math. Always a bad
Yay,
idea.
math. 62, look at that, nailed it, okay. Put that away safely. Okay, that's safely. And then we're mixing that with a gallon of water. This is the before on the doors, which I had cleaned, believe it or not, but they don't look it. This TSP is doing a great job. It's really taking everything off, but don't consider it like an everyday household cleaner because it's clearly taking a layer of paint with it. So let's see what the after looks like. Well, that's the after shot. Look at the difference. I tell you, I swear I cleaned these, but apparently not with the right stuff. Very satisfying. What do you think, Laura?
Very satisfying.
Woohoo! We're what, an eighth of the way there, I think. Yay! Just a little tiny bit more to go.
This is actually going to take us longer to do the cleaning than it did to take down the wallpaper.
By far, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I say this stuff is taking a layer of paint off, not really kidding. It's really quite an effective cleaner. This is it, the last little bit. We got to the end and then we remembered, oh right, the inside of the windows. I turned to Laura, I was like, I have a terrible thought. Just as I was finishing what I thought was the last little bit. So yeah, that's it. The cleaning is done. Now for some rinsing. But I don't know, this is so clean. Maybe we should just stick with this color? No? No? No, okay, all right. We'll stick with the plan. I gave a sneak peek of these on the Instagram the other day, but we were out at MIU's and we found a bunch of very good looking frames. All of them have a little tiny bit of damage because, you don't get anything quite perfect at MIU's, but I think these are really nice. Got some gold framed ones that all three of them have rose pictures in them. But they're about the right size and shape that I want to put beside the beds, over the bed stands and the lamps. And then that one there, which I think that's the damage on that one, but the rest of it is quite nice. And, in case you need an extra ancestor or two, right? Let's see what this one is. There we are. That lovely lady. Sorry, you can't see it with the light, but it's the lovely lady. So I'm just going to give these a bit of a clean and take the original photos out and see where we end up. I enlisted some help. I couldn't find the right tool, but Steve has all the tools.
So I found a selection of them. I
Yeah.
managed to pull out the nails.
Yeah, little tiny nails. What do we got?
And in the back here,
Oh,
we've got some writing.
what do we see? Trying to make things out.
Don't see dates necessarily.
Yeah. A little bit
Unless
hard to
that's
see.
23.
Yeah, maybe. So this is the back of the Edwardian, or sorry, the Victorian lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bordeaux, I can make that out.
All sorts written on this one. Okay.
That seems to be pretty bare, unless you can see something.
Oh.
I think our friend here might remain nameless.
1921.
Oh, nice.
What? Guez?
Yeah.
Giaouz?
Yeah, I could see that. 1921. All right.
The frames that we got from MIUs the other day, I've managed to grab one of them after taking out the other work, and I've put in a piece of artwork that Sarah got for me for Christmas last year that I haven't had a chance to frame yet. So I basically just took the piece and I have retaped it back in, added a few nails just to keep it nice and solid. And here you go. So this is a print of an 1897 French Opera House theater poster. Absolutely stunning. It's got beautiful color, lovely rendering, and I think it works extremely well with this frame. And there it goes. So there's the frame in my office, all my art supplies and stuff, but I think that works extremely well. And now it's something I can look at whilst I'm working. We're in our room today, and one of the reasons we chose this room to be our personal room is because of these massive built-in wardrobes behind us. Fantastic. I mean, look at them. They go all the way down to the floor. They're probably close to 10 feet tall. Lots of space, which is perfect. However, it's not the most functional on the inside. Let me show you what I mean. So when you get in here, I mean, it's got the clothing rack and it's got shelves, but even the one at the top there is almost too tall for me to get to. And then it's very dark as you get down to the bottom parts. So what I've decided to do is I bought an insert, or sort of a modern closet with a couple of drawers, shelves, and a couple of bars. And I'm going to put it inside the cabinet. That way it can be hidden, and that way it doesn't look any different than it does right now on the outside, but hopefully far more functional on the inside. So here we go. Well, there it is. I've managed to clear out the closet. I've managed to leave the top shelf because the unit that I bought is actually will fit underneath that, so I do still have that top shelf, which is great. But I've cleared the space, and now I'm gonna build the new unit. And all those who have made IKEA furniture before, you know how fun that can be. After a little bit of modification, simply because of the size of the cabinet, we have success. Here you go. Look at that. Now I've got lots of room for hanging things, an extra shelf at the top, and lots of drawers and cubbies for my t-shirts and stuff. And there we have it. I know it doesn't necessarily look terribly organized yet, but it's way better than it was. And that makes me much happier. I think this will obviously evolve as I use it, but I think that's great. Now I can put everything I own in there, nice and comfy. And when you close it up, it still looks like the original cabinet, which is exactly what I wanted. because they're lovely pieces.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Chambre de Chatelaine, where we are currently working on the curtains and a bunch more. In between working on the dining room, I managed to get the curtains for the field side done, and I'm pretty happy with how those came out. So I did end up using a 2x fullness on these because of simply the amount of material that we had available. We couldn't quite pull out a 2.5, so it worked out nicely to do a 2 on that, and I think that looks okay. We still have the park side, or the doors, to do. And then of course we've got to do the pelmets, because I'm not leaving them that just sort of plain brown. That's not happening. And then of course we've got to do the tie backs, which I'm currently using the old ones temporarily. And maybe a couple of other things. I think it's time to switch around the furniture a little bit. These were sort of a temporary install. Plus we've got hopefully a couple little vignettes to set up for dressing tables and whatnot. And hopefully, with any luck, I'll be able to show you all of that next week. So wish me luck this week, people. I've got some pillow options for fabrics, and these two are chenilles. So that's them against the curtain fabric. And then this one that I'm debating, which has a very big damask flower on it, but I'm really not sure it's a great match. I'm kind of leaning towards no, but if you guys think otherwise, let me know. I feel like that was a judgment.
I don't know, they're multiplying, I say. Maybe it's the house.
I was just telling Steve that I finally got this one up and running thanks to some help from yourself and Maurice. A lot of taking apart and cleaning and reassembling, but she's working fine now. And this is the one that we got down the street at our neighbor's house, so she was having a cleaning house sale. So now I think it's time to move on to reconstituting this bad boy, which we got for 15 euros at the Troc 24. At which is the point where Steve sort of raised his eyebrow and said, I don't even remember getting that one. There's too many of them.
I honestly don't, but this one does not compute for me. In Brive?
Yep. It was 15 euros, so I was like, I can't resist.
Okay.
Which is pretty much how all of them happen.
They just seem to keep multiplying in here, so.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's see how much dust is in here. There's a release on the back, which lifts that flap. Oh, it's already a lot of dust, and a little spider. Move that aside. Oh, that actually hangs off the end. And then that lifts open. And our little friend is inside. She's quite dusty. Let's see what we can do for her. We have movement. I mean, this is already a win. It's fairly well protected in the case, so I'm actually fairly hopeful on what's in the interior. And we'll do a bit of dusting and see where we end up. That didn't bode well. On one of the previous vlogs, someone had reported using Singer sewing oil to do the cleaning of the case, just to buff it up and whatnot, and I can say that's working a treat. Made quite a mess of that, and look how shiny she is already. Here's my first chance to have a look inside. Let's see what we're dealing with. Oh, that's a bit of a mess, isn't it? All right, let's see what's nesting in there. Right, a bit of dusting, a bit of oil. Things seem to be moving in there. Time to do one of my favorite bits, which is the wheel. So there's one little screw there. Let's see what we can get off and discover. That's what it looks like with the wheel off. Let's get some polishing done. Time to take the very pretty front casing off. Well, it's a bit gucky, but not maybe it's too bad. Last opening to work through is this one here. Let's see what's inside. It turns fairly easily. I didn't even apply any oil to that one. Doesn't look nearly as scary as the other ones. It's a good sign. I didn't take any before shots, but here's the after shot. This did take a lot of cleaning up. It would be a lot easier if I was able to get the little feed dogs out, but this screw is proving quite difficult. I had to go at it just completely from underneath. So that's that. We'll do some oiling and then give it a test run. The only thing that was missing on this sewing machine was its actual cord, which I tried to borrow off the machine, which is now sadly sitting in the garage because of all the woodworm in it, because apparently my woodworm treatment didn't work. So I tried using that one, but this is about 8 inches too short from what we need. So I will just show you guys that it's working, but really just using the hand operated function right now, which isn't exactly the most efficient. I wouldn't recommend this for any actual sewing. Yay! There we go.
There it is, works.
Another sewing machine saved.